He's recognized with 3 initials, DLG, and he's been doing this for quite some time. He helped launch the careers of many like Ram Herrera, Emilio Navaira, Jay Perez, Oscar G, Marcos Orozco, and so many more. On this episode, he talks with AC about how he got started with his father, and a funny story about how one vocalist was asked to leave the group. Funny now, but not back then. I'm Jackie Lynn. All this and more on Cruise Control with AC Cruz Behind the Mic with David Lee Garza.
You know, when I was about 18, 19, I worked in radio in Houston, Texas. It was Tejano Radio. I will tell you this. There was one group that, unfortunately, the radio station didn't play a lot, but the music was good. And the music was Los Musicales. But because of political reasons, if you will, I had a beef or whatever, didn't play a lot of Musicales. But guess what? I played a lot of Musicales because I like the stuff. And I'm here today to talk to David Lee Garza. David, thank you so much for taking the time to be a part of this podcast.
Thank you, AC. Thank you very much for the invite. Johnny Ramirez had told me a while back, hey, háblale a AC y me dio tu número. Like I told you, I jotted it down on paper y después se me perdió y se me olvidó. And then the longest time, and then you call me up and say, hey, I want you to come do my podcast. And I said, you know what, AC, I had your number and blah, blah, blah. But we're here today.
Well, listen, you surprised me because you do know what a podcast is. Some people don't, but that's all right. You have your own podcast.
Well, I just found out what it was. I just found out what it was, and it was very interesting, you know, and it's great. I mean, like you said, we're doing one, myself and Mike Torres, you know, we're doing one.
What's it called, please? Let everybody know.
It's just called, Listening Back with DLG and MT3, and we go back and listen to bands that he knows that I knew, because Mike Torres was from California. Yeah. A musician, a great musician. Yeah. He played with Little Joe here lately, and now he's got La 45, of course. But he says, man, I was thinking about doing something like this. And I said, if anybody knows bands around here, it's David Lee Garza. And I said, yeah, well, very blessed, you know, that, we played with a lot of bands. And I got to know a lot of musicians, you know, friends that I call friends. You know, we're brothers in the music. So yeah, you know, it comes hand in hand. You know, he knows, he does a lot of research. And I know just on hand, you know, stuff, you know, and we put it together, you know, and we talk about bands. Our very first one was, of course, the Little Joe, you know, and we target one album, you know, and it was Arriba, el album Arriba de Little Joe, you know, and I said, we had that album at my house growing up, you know, and we were mostly conjunto, but for whatever reason, you know, my dad or maybe I did, you know, I bought that album, the Little Joe, so we talked about it, and like, well, he played with them, so he had some inside stories, and then the stories that I had, that, you know, that when we got together and played with them, you know, and some of the guys that I knew and stuff like that.
Come on, dude.
That's what we do.
Just share with me.
I'm old. Okay, I'm old.
No. Something that I would hear on your podcast. A story with you and Little Joe. Let me hear one.
You know, Little Joe, at the Island Club. You don't remember the Island Club?
Oh, of course I do. right off the wayside.
Yeah. We did a gig there, and somebody said, Little Joe's in the house, man. Little Joe's here. He came, he was in town or whatever, and he came to check y'all out or check out the club or something. I said, oh, that's great, man. And whoever asked me or told me that, will you let him sing a song, or do you think he'll sing a song with you? And I said, man, it'd be an honor. You know, yeah. I don't know if we know a song that from Little Joe, but yeah, we'll do something. And se pasó la noche un ratito más, you know, and stuff, and we took a break, and when we came back from break, you know, he came on the stage, you know, to say hello and blah, blah, blah. And of course, I kind of put him on the spot. Hey, would you like to do a song? And he said, oh, yeah. And he said, how about, I don't know, Mujer Paseada, or one of his Quiero que sepas, or something like that. You know, it was kind of a basic song. And I said, well, I know it. I told him, but I guess I told him, I guess we'll just follow the leader. And he looks at me and says, that's a good title for an album. Well, he had already had an album called Follow the Leader. So that was like, oh, okay. I get it.
When you mentioned clubs like the Island Club, Club Rio, I remember they didn't advertise with the station that I worked for.
Oh, really?
KYST.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But because they had his own club.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but I love to go see you guys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I love those clubs and the stories of those clubs. Man, forget about it. Well, great. That's cool, man. I gotta check out your podcast. Definitely.
Yeah.
Again, what's the name of it?
Listening back with DLG and MT3.
Listening back with DLG and MT3. You got that? All right, check that out. You guys, I hope you got that, all right? So listen, we're going to go ahead and start this. Get down and dirty, if you will. We're going to talk about the old times and everything else right now on Cruise Control with AC Cruz behind the mic with David Lee Garza. How old were you when you started to pick up that accordion?
Oh boy, now you're talking a lot of years ago. No, I was I think all of about 8 or 9 years old, because at first, every kid's dream is to play the drums.
I know that's right.
And my dad had a band from the get-go, and growing up, I grew up around music, so, and the drums was something that I want to do that. So my dad would have his band, Tone Garza y su conjunto. They would practice there at the house in the living room, about as big as this right here. And the drummer, medio flojito, he said, I'll come for the drums tomorrow or Friday before we go play the weekend or whatever. So ahí las dejaban. So during the day or after school, I get home and our record player was there, and I would put an album de Conjunto Bernal or Los Relámpagos or something, and I would get on the drums and I would try to follow him, And I thought that was kind of interesting. And then my dad saw that I took a little interest in that. So my dad had 2 jobs. When he came home about 9 or 10 o'clock at night, I'd tell him, Dad, let's play. He would get his bajo sexto and play, and I would get on the drums. So I would get on the drums and play along with him. He would play the bajo and sing a song, and I would accompany him, and I'm on drums. Well, after a while, it got kind of tiring. I said, you know what? Anybody can play the drums. Se van a enojar todos los tamboreros. Anybody can play drums. And shortly after that, I told my dad, Dad, okay, I think I know how to play the drums. So what else can I do? And he said, oh, you want a challenge? And I said, yeah, I want a challenge. He said, he went to the closet, y sacó un acordeón Honor. Era de él, ¿verdad? Sí. Y él tenía 2 acordeones ahí, and I never knew.
Oye, pero tu jefe tocaba bajo, ¿no?
Bajo sexto, acordeón, guitarra.
¿A poco?
Bass guitar, yes.
Porque cuando yo lo conocí,
he was a bajo player,
sí,
yeah.
Así es.
Yeah, but in his early days, he was an accordion player with other bands, Le hablaban, necesitamos un acordeonista, Tony, and ahí iba Dad con el acordeón. Necesitamos bajista, pues ahí iba con su bajo.
Sí.
So he said, you want a challenge here? Me dio el acordeón. Dijo, what do I do with this? Dijo, well, I'm going to teach you one polka. Le dije, and after that, you're on your own.
Ándale.
Le dije, okay. Y era la polka de Nuevo Laredo. Real simple.
Yep.
Y me la enseñó, and I wanted to get a pen or something and mark the buttons,
Ándale.
Y dijo, no. Y cuando toques, dijo, no mires para abajo, no mires las teclas, tú mira para acá, para arriba. Vas a tener que estar viendo la gente. You're going to see the people dancing or whatever. I don't want you looking down. Dijo, a good accordion player doesn't look down at the notes where he's hitting. You got to memorize that. I said, oh, okay, Dad. So aprendí la Nuevo Laredo, and he would come home, like I said, late from work, 10 o'clock at night. Y Dad, le daba yo el bajo sexto. Órale, ya sé Nuevo Laredo, pero aprendí esta otra polka. Oh, sí, okay, a ver. And I'll play it, and he would play the bajo. And he would correct me, ya le estás haciendo mal, no le eches travesía. Vas a tocarlo bien. Oh, okay, Dad. So me enseñaba, the mistakes I made, he'd correct me. And then he said, okay, mira, aquí está el álbum aquí de Paulino Bernal. Ahí está una polka de Paulino. Cuando aprendas esa polka, entonces eras acordeonista.
Ándale,
said,
¿qué era? Eso,
como mi melodía favorita or something.
Yeah, hard.
Hard.
Let's face it. Paulino is a
bad boy.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, so he said, cuando aprendas esa, so I would learn it. La aprendí, mira, okay, ya la sé, Dad. Okay, mira, ahora cuando aprendas esta otra, entonces eres acordeonista. Le dije, nunca voy a ser acordeonista. But he kept challenging me, Aprende esta in a easy polka or a hard polka. Pero aprende esta y aprende un guapango, una redoba, un vals, and we did it all. Chotis, I did it all. I learned A lot of them.
So you're 9 years old, 10 years old. What's going on with Richard and Adam the whole time?
They're still babies, you know.
Yeah.
We're all 4 years apart.
Okay.
So when I turned, I was 9 years old, 10 years old, playing the accordion, and me and my dad would go out and there would be local bands playing, y ahí andamos nosotros, como dijimos ahora, de cuchillo, los metíamos ahí, you know.
Okay.
My dad le dirigía pues los conocía a los músicos, de, hey, me das una quebrada de yo y mi chavalo a tocar una canción, una polka, aunque sea. Y me miraban y dijo, él toca el acordeón.
Ándale.
Y le digo, Dad, yeah, está aprendiendo. So I would get up there and, you know, and the older men playing, the musicians, the acordeón and bajo, and me miraban como que, oh, este chavalón, you know. And I like to play, and I didn't like to make mistakes. You know, my dad taught me, you know, vas a tócala bien, no andes echando travesías. So the guys, you know, after about 2 or 3 times that we went, and they let us get up there and play, they offered us a gig.
Wow.
Dijo, no quieren tocar con nosotros, you know, y yo, en vez de tocar el acordeón, nosotros nomás cantamos, y en vez del bajo, tú tocas el bajo, Tone, y nosotros, y era Margarito Hernández y su conjunto.
Sí.
Yeah. And so we started playing with them, and then after a while it got old, you know, the guys in the band started going different ways, you know, no, voy a tocar con so and so. So the band broke up, you know, and my dad said, pues, ¿sabes qué? Vamos a hacer un grupo nosotros. Pero my dad always had a band, Tone Garza y su conjunto.
Sí.
Dijo, tú estás chavalo, and I was about 12 years old, and Adam was all of 8 years old.
Wow.
And dijo, Dad, vamos a hacer un conjunto, pero le vamos a llamar David Lee Garza y su conjunto. Dijo, porque yo ya Tone Garza, ya estoy viejo, and he was all of 32 years old, 30 years old. Dijo, ya estoy viejo. So, and at the time, you know, Adam was tearing up chairs from the kitchen, those vinyl with forks, trying to play the drums. Yeah, from drumming, you know, me and Dad would be playing there, and he would get on the chair, y le pegaba y le rompía todas las.
Let me ask you a quick question. Are you a better drummer than Adam, or Adam better than you?
Oh no, Adam's by far. But I'll get. Sometimes the guys will be doing sound check, and Adam's not there, and I'll go sit down on the drums, and I can keep a beat, you know.
Right.
Me canso, you know. But no, Adam by far, you know.
Right,
but I did teach Adam. Mira, Adam, this is how you do it. You know, your foot, your bass drum, and your hi hat. So dun 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 dun, and the snare, you're gonna hit it when you hit the cymbal. The hi hats, you vas a tocar acá.
Sí.
So le enseñé the basics, you know, and then from there, you know, he took it on himself.
Yeah.
You know, because.
And then Richard is about.
Richard
2 years old,
Richard is. All of about 5-6 years old, and he's a twin. He has a twin sister.
Oh, okay.
We have a twin. He has a twin sister, Becky, and Richard le gustaba bailar.
Ándale.
Él iba ahí con las neighbors, con las girls a los bailes donde tocamos nosotros, y andaba baile. And nosotros batallando with looking for a bass player. You know, bass player would come, and de rato no, ya no voy a tocar. Y ahí buscamos otro, y hasta que mi mamá le dijo a Richard, and Richard was a late bloomer, you know. Richard didn't start playing till he was about 13, 14 years old, you know.
That's a late bloomer?
Yeah. Compared to us, you know.
I don't know.
Yeah. So Richard didn't start playing till then, and I taught him the basics, you know, on the bass, la primera, segunda, tercera, y cuarta, whatever, you know, because I knew how to play the bass, you know. He got, pues, él aprendió on his own, but like I said, he didn't want to play. He wanted to dance. Yo no quiero tocar. Sí. And my mom had a serious talk with him. Mira, debías de tocar, Regina, para que andes con tus hermanos, you know, tu papá. Se van a tocar, you know, y andas tú con ellos. A quedar aquí nomás. ¿Qué vas a hacer aquí? Anda, para que, and you know, you don't want to disappoint them. I guess se la puso medio brava, you know, sí. And hasta que finally he said, okay, I'll play, you know, and before you knew it, you know, we went to a pawn shop and got him a bass. You know, he still has that bass, actually.
Oh, is it really?
He still has it, man.
Wow.
Yeah, and
everybody remembers their first paid gig. What was your first paid gig?
The first paid gig had to be in Christine, Texas.
Tell me about it.
It's a little bitty town. I mean, Poteet is small. And Christine is way smaller. Anyway, ellos tenían su plataforma. You know what a plataforma is? You know, the outdoor gig.
Yep.
Un pedazo cemento, a cemento and a stage, and maybe benches around it.
Ni un gazebo.
No, nada. Pero de noche, you know, tenía sus luces, you know, light bulbs all the way around and stuff. And that was our first gigs, man. And you know how much money I made on my first gig?
Let me guess. $10.
$2.50. And that was a lot of money. Man, I was in junior high, AC, and I was the only guy with $2 in my pocket. Or maybe 50 cents.
Roberto Pulido was talking about how he was working with Los Dos Gilbertos, and he felt like he got $5 a gig, $5 a gig, and he asked for $1 more for a raise. They said no.
They didn't want no.
No, man. Yo te guacho.
Yeah, it's weird,
so,
man.
$2.
$2.50.
What did you do with the $2.50?
Well, I mean, I can't recall if my dad gave me the whole $2.50, pero like I said, I was the only kid in junior high with money in my pocket. Yeah. You know, íbamos a lunch, and then there was a little snack bar, you know, and I would buy something, and todos me miraban, you got money? I said, well, a little bit, you know. Compraba, you know, si chicle or whatever, a candy or whatever.
That's cool, man.
Yeah,
That's
man.
Cool.
So that was pretty interesting.
So now you guys are gigging, and obviously you got vocalists. But how did you come up with the vocalist, or what came about? How
okay, my dad and myself, we sang puras canciones de los relámpagos, de los cachorros, de los tigres del norte, or whatever, you know, conjunto. Yeah. But you know, after playing, you know, some nights. You know, after a while, it got old, and y los enronquecíamos. Yeah, you know, it takes a toll on you, because back in the day, AC, we would play 2.5 hours straight, take a 30-minute break, and come back and play 1 hour, and that was a night. Esa era una noche, you know, vas a tocar 3.5 hours. Wow. You know, and one night. Te ocupaban from 8 to 12, you were going to play 3.5 hours. Ahora, nowadays, no. ¿Qué? ¿Quieren que toquemos 2 hours and a half? Están locos. We're going to play 1 hour and take a break, and then we'll play another hour.
There you go, yeah.
We're real spoiled nowadays. Pero no, back in the day, that's what it was. And then, man, my dad said, you know what? Vamos a ocupar a alguien que cante y la gente los ayuda. You know, it won't be so much strain on us, you know, on our voice and this and that. So, like Manuel Gutierrez, era a local guy de ahí de Potit. Y él también tenía su conjunto, and when we started David Lee Garza y su conjunto, he came on board, you know, right away, you know, and he was like a vocalist, you know, y él cantaba canciones solo, and we do trios, y cantamos yo y mi dad, he kicked back, you know, and that's how that came along.
Oye, y era cierto que el papá, Chente Barrera's dad.
Yeah, Pato.
Yeah.
El Pato, yeah. When we had the band, and like I said, we always had a vocalist. Yeah, we had a couple of vocalists de Potit, you know, Steve Solis, que en paz descanse, Manuel Gutierrez, también en paz descanse. They were our vocalists at the time, and then pues they got out, or for whatever reason, verdad, they stopped singing, and then we hired Pato Herrera, Roberto Barrera, de Pato, el papá de Chente. We hired him, you know. We would hear him sing with Los Chavalitos de Sacuriegas, una local band aquí de San Antonio, una orquesta. And they would play Freddie Martinez, Joe Bravo, Little Joe. De todos tocaban. And the guy, he's a good singer, you know. Yeah. And we hired him, you know. Hey, pues, vamos a agarrar a este guy, you know. And we can do a little bit more, you know. That's when Oscar came in the band, Wowie. With the sax. So we started playing some Roberto Pulido songs, the casino songs, you know, songs with sax and accordion. And Pato would sing unas canciones de Pulido. So that's how that came along. He came in the band.
Now, let me ask a question. Was Pulido already established by then when you guys started coming up?
He was barely coming out, you know. I think he started like in 72, 73, 74, something like that.
Yeah.
Was his first album. I mean, we got his album and whoa, this is different, you know. This is, you know, the saxophones with an accordion, you know, and Lionel, también en paz descanse, tocaba la chromatic accordion, and I would hear it, wow, yeah, man.
Oh, yeah, he was a badass.
So we started doing their songs, you know, so that's how we kind of got our little style there, you know. But they had 2 saxes, we only had 1.
Yeah.
So I would do the segunda with my accordion, and one day we opened up for Pulido in Pearsall, Texas. Y andaba cantando Pato con nosotros, ¿verdad? And well, they heard us play, and we got off the stage, y Pulido me dice, oye, ¿dónde están los sax players? Le dije, pues ahí está, el gordito el Wowie. Le dijimos Wowie, se llama Oscar, le dije. Oh, pero ¿y el otro? Dije, no, pues nomás uno tenemos. Pero yo oía 2 saxofones. Dije, no. Yo le hacía segunda con el acordeón. Oh, really? Oh, wow. You know, and we played Little Joe songs or whatever. And it was just me and Wowie, you know. But he thought for a while there that we had two sax players.
Yeah.
You know, we only have one. You know, just one. Yo le hago segunda, and that's how we got our little sound there.
It's an awesome sound. I tell you what, right now. I mean, like I said, I love the music. Unfortunately, we didn't play a lot of it as much as I wanted to play it. But I love the music. But you had a unique style.
Well, like I said, we took from a little bit of everybody.
Yeah,
you know, agarramos de aquí, de allá, de Pulido, de Bernal, de Los Cachorros, Relámpagos. Stuff. We put all these things together, and I guess that's what made our sound. You know.
When did you decide, you know what, we're on to something here? We are on to something
Well,
here.
I was, you know, back in the day, I was working. I had jobs. También, you know, like my dad had a job. My dad was a heavy machine operator, you know, and he construction all the time, all his life. And I had a job making bowling balls. Se llamaba Calabia 300 aquí en San Antonio. And we would play on weekends because we'd do these out of town gigs, you know.
Yeah.
Because after we played with Pulido, my compadre Pulido started taking us to Houston, to Dallas, to the Valley, to West Texas. You know, we would go and open for them, you know.
Yeah.
And si los tocaba en Victoria on Sunday night, tocar con él allá. Pues by the time we got home and then to work and 7 o'clock in the morning
Vámonos.
to be at work, you know. Y quiero que sepas que llegaba bien cateado on Monday morning, bien desvelado, you know, no crudo, well, no tanto crudo, más desvelado que crudo. So it had to be like in we started recording with Ram in 1977, 78, and Ram stayed with us 3 years. And after those 3 years, Emilio came on board. And when Emilio came on board, you know, ya estamos agarrando vuelo, you know, con Ram. And then Ram leaves. And Emilio comes in. And that's when I decided, I said, you know what? And that was my dream, you know. I want to do this full time. I don't want to work all the rest of my life.
Wait a minute. You were working todavía con Ram?
Yeah. When I was
did not
playing with
know
Ram.
that.
Yeah, I had a job.
I did not know that.
Ram made cabinets. Ram hacía gabinetes, cabinets.
Fíjate nomás.
Yeah.
You learn something new every time you turn on cruise control. Wow.
Yes,
I will tell you this. When I interviewed Ram, and he says, I said, sorry to hear what happened with you and David. I said, why did you quit? He said, I didn't quit. He fired my ass.
Oh, did he tell you why?
Please tell us.
Now we look back and it's funny, you know. At the time, it wasn't.
Why did Ram get fired from David Lee Garza?
Well, Ram was into this country thing, you know.
Yes.
And he got her own manager, Ralph Barrios.
Yes, I remember that name.
Remember Ralph Barrios? He had a record label. He agarró a Ram. Él le dijo a Ram, dijo, man, this is what we heard. You don't need these guys. You can make it on your own. So Ram, you know, well, maybe I can. Well, before Ram left the band or before we let him go, ya tenía business cards.
Ándale.
The Ram Herrera, Ram Herrera, and vocalist. I do commercials. I sing whatever parties, quinceañeras. But it had everything on that little card, you know. He left them in the van when we dropped them off one morning at his house aquí in San Antonio. We come from Houston. Y Ralph era de Houston. So Ralph le dio estas cards. Aquí ten estas cards, you know. Para allá que nos lo arrancamos, ya tenemos cards. Ahí las dejó en la van. And we get home and, hey, ¿qué es esto? Guacha, jale, you know. So we approached him, you know, hey, ¿qué está pasando? Nombre, Ralph, dijo, he thinks I can make it on my own. And then I was, ¿sabes qué? You know, dijo, we're going to go to Nashville. Dijo, I'm going to go to Nashville. Dijo, I'm going to go record an album over there. Oh, really? Pues, you know what? Pues dale, you know, go ahead, you know. We're going to look for somebody else. We're not going to need you anymore. Or, oh, really? So like I'm fired, you know. Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's the way it is, because if you're not going to be over here 100%, you know, and you want to do something on your own, dale.
No, he didn't tell me that.
Yeah, no, of course. You forget, we remember these things, yeah, when we get older. Hey, I remember that.
I remember that, yeah.
Exactly.
So you came across Emilio. Did you come across him, or you knew about him, or what happened?
Emilio came knocking on my door, man. As soon as I let Ram go, one evening, my doorbell rings in my house in Poteet, you know, and I open the door and I touch this skinny guy, you know. Yeah, can I help you? He says, hey, my name's Emilio. Dijo, Ram called me and told me that y'all looking for a singer. Dijo, and I used to sing with him at the choir. And at the time, AC, you know, tienes coraje porque, I mean, you got something going, and then all of a sudden they pull the rug from under you, you know, and say, well, Ram, and we're back to square one, and what are we going to do? We got to find somebody. So cuando me dijo eso, Ram dijo que you needed a singer, I'm here. You know what, tell Ram, don't worry about it. We'll find somebody. He doesn't have to send us anybody.
Wow.
Well, man, I wish you'd give me a chance. Well, maybe someday, le dije, maybe someday we'll give you a chance. Y así quedó. Dijo, okay. Se fue el muchacho. He was 19 years old, 20 maybe.
And a pharmacy tech para acabarlo.
Yeah, he worked at a pharmacy. And that was 1 week. The next week we didn't play, but we set up like an audition. And we got this guy from Castroville coming in to sing, and some other guys got wind that we need to look for somebody. So they came and they called, and said, hey, we want to try out. Okay, we're going to have tryouts. So we had tryouts there in Putit at a warehouse at La Miller Lite, amigo Raúl Hernández. He said, you can use it here, yeah, after work, ya cuando acabe todo. Yeah, okay. So we went and set up our stuff in there. And these guys came and auditioned, man, we didn't hear nobody that we said, yeah, we're going to run with this guy. And all of a sudden, pop, 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 on the door, on the big, those doors that come down. You pull them down, those aluminum doors. Pop, 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 pop. And we looked at each other, what's that? So one of the guys went and opened the door with a chain, and opened. Y ahí está el flaquito Emilio. Digo, no, I heard y'all having an audition. Digo, I want to try out.
This guy wanted
and my dad says, who's this guy? And I said, I don't know, Dad. He went to my house and said that Ram sent him. And I told him that Ram didn't need to find us anybody. We'll find somebody. Pero ya está aquí. Let's give him a chance. Pobre gato. Okay. So, what song you want to sing? Dijo, anyone de los musicales. Dijo, I know them all.
Ahora sí.
Because we already recorded 2 or 3 albums, with Ram.
Yeah.
So he said, yeah, how about Mentiras, Mentiras, or Dos Corazones, or something like that.
There you go.
Boom, he started singing, and we looked at each other, and at the time, he sounded so much like Ram.
Yeah.
We said, you know what? Let's run with this guy, he already sounds like him. We can kind of take off where we left off.
And you only been out of work for a week?
Yeah, a week or maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That way that we stopped playing because we didn't know who we were going to take.
Yeah. He just sounded
sounded so much like him, and we said, you know what? You got the job, Can you learn? I mean, you say you know a lot of these songs, and so we made a list, or we gave him a songbook. Y aquí están las songs. This is what we played our gigs, Yeah. So he came on. Yeah,
it's amazing. It's great.
Yeah.
Now, we did this back in the day on my morning show.
We sat there going through a lot of vocalists, and we don't need to do that this time. But right after Emilio, forget about why he left. You got Jay Perez, right? Or no?
Oscar G.
Oscar G
came on. We were playing at Desperados, and we had this other guy from Seguin trying out at the gig. Ya no hacíamos practice,
Sí.
Ya andamos tocando bastante. And the guy said, I know all the songs or whatever. So we tried him out. He was from Seguin. I can't recall his name. And Oscar G was in there, in the crowd, And during the break, he approached me, said, my name's Oscar Sanchez Gonzalez. Digo, yo canto con The Force. And The Force, really? Dijo, yeah, nomás que, pues, they got off the road, The Force, dijo, cuando they kind of broke up, dijo, pero we kept it going, dijo, and we do a club gig in the Valley in Brownsville. Y no salimos de ahí de los clubs, dijo, y, no, yo quiero salir para afuera. Dijo, ¿me das una chance de cantar una canción? Yeah, está bueno, yeah, what we got to lose. Le dije, what song, ¿sabes una canción de nosotros? Dijo, no, dijo, pero, ¿saben para todo el año? Yeah, we know that one. Dijo, pues, I can do that one. But, I want you to hear me sing, maybe we got something. We can start something. Okay, está bueno. So he got up there and sang it, and he had a strong voice,
Yeah.
He had a real strong voice and unique,
unique voice.
Unique, and I said, yeah, maybe we need to run with this guy now, So the next day we're going to go play in Richmond, Rosenberg. So we invited him and said, hey, what do you got going on tomorrow? And he said, nothing. Hey, you want to go with us? We're going to Richmond, Rosenberg. But I don't know the song, but if you get him for me, or I can listen. I'll listen to him all the way up there. And that's what he did, man. He got his headset. Traía su cassette player or whatever, or CD player. Y puso las songs y la había estudiando. By the time we got over there, he was familiar with a lot of the songs, not all of them, of course. You can't throw 40 songs at somebody right away, or 20 or 40 songs. But we made the night, and from there on he started with us,
How long was he with you guys?
He was a couple of years. He recorded 2 albums. We had an album that he had already started with Emilio.
Yeah.
It was like almost halfway done. And when Emilio left, pues ahí está el álbum ese, apréndete estas canciones. Ya las grabó Emilio, pero la quitamos la voz de Emilio, te la ponemos a ti. So we did My Album, se llamaba My Album.
Yeah.
And all the music was done. All we needed was the voice. So entró Oscar G y fue al estudio y grabó las canciones.
Yeah, 3 years.
Yeah.
Now, after Oscar G, was it Jay?
Jay Perez came
Jay
in.
Perez.
Yeah.
Jay Perez. I remember you guys played a club in Houston. It was on Loop 410 or 60 rather. It was a JR's dance hall, whatever. And that's the first time I heard
GWGW.
Yeah, and you guys played that night. I said, damn. Aside from the band sounded great, this vocalist is pretty damn good, man.
Yeah.
Pero
He had just left the Latin. He left the Latin. We actually approached him before we got Oscar G. Because Oscar said, man, this guy, he's a good singer. Well, Oscar was the one that turned Gibby Escobedo on to Jay Perez, because Jay Perez sang with a local band here, and Oscar Wawi heard him ahí en Potit at a festival or something, a strawberry festival. Y dijo, man, the guy, he plays the drums and he's got a good voice. Y me acordé yo, y Gibby Escobedo, the Latin Breed, andaba buscando un cantante. They used to play the Latin Corner, the club, 4 nights a week.
Yeah.
And they were looking for a singer. Y me preguntó, ¿no sabes de alguien? Dije, you know what? Wawi said that there's a guy que cantaba con una band, se llama Misterio Band. Dijo, yeah, I've heard of the band. Dije, pues son de aquí en San Antonio. Dije, his name's Jesse Perez. Yeah, wow. Well, dijo, I'll look him up. And he looked him up, called him, or whatever. And I think Jay was working at a Firestone at the time. And habló con Gibby Escobedo, and they got together, and he started singing there at the club. So eventually that led to Breaking the Rules. They went and recorded Breaking the Rules. And they had already recorded it when we went and approached Jay. We told him, hey, we need a vocalist,
Yeah.
And he said, man, you would have told me before I recorded this album. Dijo, I would have gone with y'all, because y'all already got a record, You got a track record. Y'all got, albums recorded.
Yeah.
And well, so does Latin Reed. Dijo, pero I've never recorded with him. But man, I just recorded this album. Let me give him a year, man. If we take off, because these guys are talking about going back on the road, and this, so if we do that, I'm gonna stick with these guys.
And Breaking the Rules is a good album.
Oh,
damn good
yeah,
album.
yeah.
It's great,
Right.
damn good album.
Yeah, so he sang with them for the year, and they did some gigs out of the club and stuff, but it never took off. So Jake Perez calls me and says, hey, man, I'm ready to go in the band. And I'm like, what? And I had Oscar G, And Oscar G is a good guy, man. Great guy. Nunca batallamos con él. He was always on time. He was always there. You could count on him.
Yeah.
So we had to tell him, that
going in a different direction.
Yeah. Jay Perez wants to come in the band, and we were looking at him before we got you, and this and that. But the sad thing is that we played at the RCC in Richmond, the church, and un amigo de nosotros, Rudy Rodriguez.
Yeah.
En paz descanse también. He passed not too long ago.
Sorry that.
Yeah. He told Oscar G that night, hey, man, it's nice meeting you, man. What do you mean? Well, isn't this your last night?
What? He didn't know?
He didn't know. And we were going to tell him, but not till after the weekend or after the night,
That sucks.
Yeah, this guy, I don't know how he got wind of it. Y él le dijo, so Oscar approaches me, dijo, I need to talk to you. ¿Qué pasó? No, me dijo Rudy que this was my last night. What are you talking about? Pues dijo que ya tienes otro guy que is going to replace me. Le dije, hijo, Oscar, I don't know how to say this, but you know what? We'd approached Jay Perez before we called you, y ahora Jay Perez me estaba hable a mí que he wants to come in the band, and we're going to have to take a chance, we're going to have to take this opportunity to get him on board, because we like the way he sings. We like the way you sing too. Pero Jay Perez, that's what we wanted, before you, and so we're going to have to take a chance. Digo, no, está bueno, digo, I'll finish out the night, digo, pero that wasn't very cool, the way you did it.
It wasn't your fault that he...
that somebody told.
Yeah, exactly. But
And he said that night at the gig, I just want to tell everybody, this is my last night. Y me mira. This is my last night. I want to thank everybody that I've met here, but I'm going to keep on going. He says, I'm going to make my own band. And everybody, clapped, cheered for him,
Yeah.
So it went out good.
And then comes Jay Perez.
Yeah, no, he came in the band, and he started singing Ram songs, Emilio songs, Oscar G songs, before we recorded, and we played and he sang those songs for about 6-8 months, and then he comes to me and says, okay, man, I'm tired of singing this, we need to start recording. I said, no, you're right. We just wanted to get it going, and make sure you were going to stick with us. So we're ready to record, Jay. So we're going to look for, material songs. So songs started coming in, and man, parece cosa de ley. Every song that came in when Jay was with us, it just fell in place. It was our style. The combination was good. They were good songs.
I'm going to tell you right now. I'll be honest with you. You got classics. You got Especialmente Para Ti. All those classics. Anyway,
I was talking to Bobby and Los Palominos about this in previous podcasts. There are 2 albums or CDs that are just filled with hit after hit after hit.
one was Palominos, Corazón de Cristal. Palominos, that was a great CD. The other one that we agreed on was 1392 David Lee. Because you had hit after hit after hit on that CD, man.
Yeah, the first one was Con el Tiempo.
Sí.
Con el Tiempo. And,
Amor de
Madrugada. And those, yeah. And then with 1392, we just kept it going the same way. We didn't do I think we did a slow song maybe on the second one on 1392.
Yeah.
We might have done a slow bolero.
Yeah.
Pero Con el Tiempo, puras canciones rancheras, puro, like you say, good hits, good songs selection. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was amazing, and it kept going for a while.
Yeah, it did.
And then what happened with Jay?
Well, Jay también, after he was going on 3 years with us, and it was time for him to exit. He felt, that he could do it on his own.
Were you getting used to it by this time?
Ya estábamos como Don Chema. Ya lo estamos imponiendo como Don Chema.
Oscar Saborín. What Oscar?
Yeah.
I saw a video of him on YouTube recently.
Did you see it? I saw it too, man. This is great.
I got to get him on my podcast.
Oh, yeah, no, he's good.
He says he was doing a private party, right?
Yeah, private party, somebody's birthday.
It was hilarious, though.
Yeah, it was. It's crazy, man.
Anyway, so after Jay was Marcos Orozco?
Yeah, Marcos. We had another guy, Mark Ortega.
That's right. That was brief, though.
Yeah, brief. Yeah, we didn't record with him.
And then you had Marcos.
And then Marcos Orozco came in the band. And then after that, Joey Martinez.
And then?
No, now you're testing me. Yeah, Ben Ozuna came in after Joey, I believe. Ben Ozuna. And Ben recorded 1 or 2 albums with us. Right. He was a good singer también.
Good singer?
Yeah, from West Texas.
And now you have?
And right now we have Cesar Martinez.
So, I lost count, but how many singers was that from the beginning to right now?
What is it, 9? 8 or 9?
You know what pissed me off when I'd hear some of the other DJs or radio announcers, whatever, say, David Lee, the star maker. Like, you know what? Get the fuck out of here, man. David Lee is a fucking star. David Lee. No, you come on now. It's your band. You're the one that says, hey, this guy's good. I'm going to get this guy sing. This guy's going to sing. You know what I'm saying? You're the star. You're not the star maker.
We're just very blessed, that we got these talented people, talented vocalists come through the band, and they help us and we help them in their career. At first, I didn't see it that way, like I said,
that's what I'm asking.
When Ram left, te da un poquito coraje, yeah, hey, we had something good going and now you're leaving. And después viene Emilio and hey, ya estamos agarrando vuelo. Oh, now you're leaving, So no, after Emilio, como dice, ya los imponimos, and we get somebody, and when they're ready to leave, we say, you ready? Okay, I'm gonna find somebody else.
Yeah, give me a chance to find somebody else.
Yeah. Give me a couple of weeks, and I'll find somebody else. Compadre Marcos Orozco, man, Marcos was great, man, with us. He was there about 6 years, maybe 8 years.
Oh, really?
Tuvo bastante. Every year we recorded an album with him because back then we were with the major record labels, and you had to record every year. So we did, and then it got to a point, ya lo miraba yo medio fastidiado, and the guys in the band también íbamos a tocar, and like the same thing over again, so it came the time that I le dije al compadre Marco, you know what, compadre, we're gonna probably make a move, man, we're gonna have to look for somebody else, and keep on going, ya está muy repetitious, ya esto ya es lo mismo. No, yo comprendo. Dijo, pero me dan tiempo, dijo, I've been good to y'all, me das tiempo para yo prepararme. Dijo, sí, ¿cuánto tiempo quieres? Dijo, dame 2 meses. Dijo, no, está bien. So we gave him 2 months, and he was getting his band together and getting something going. And that's the least we could do because he was always there. He was always there for us. Great songwriter, great vocalist, great person. So,
Yeah, I was in San Marcos. Yo estaba saliendo con una chava que de San Marcos. And she's also a vocalist. Matter of fact, you know her. Matter of fact, the last time I saw you was at the Hot Tin Roof. It was me and Mom. Anyway, we didn't want people to know that we were dating because I was the program director.
Right.
She had a hot song at the time. I was at this cantina, believe it or not, and nobody's gonna recognize us here, or so I thought. Marcos Orozco walks in. Hey, C, how you doing, man? Are you guys? No hagas pedo, güey. No digas nada. It was out. I'm not saying que me puso dedo. Yeah. How's he doing, man? Everything good?
He's doing good. He's still at it, man. We get together once in a while. We'll do gigs together, you know.
When you say you want to mix it up or try something different, what made you bring in the white boy? And I call him the white boy lovingly. I don't mean it in a derogatory way, but Billy.
Right now, Billy came in when Jay Perez came in. Well, right before Jay Perez, actually.
And I hope he doesn't take offense to that.
No, Billy es más mexicano que nosotros.
Sí.
Sí. I think Jay Perez was already in the band when Billy came on.
How'd you find him?
We were playing in Rosedale one day, Conjunto Festival, Rosedale, and he comes up to me with a little business card, and he wrote on the back, Billy O'Rourke, I play guitar, I play country, I play lead guitar, I play rhythm, I play a little bit of keyboards, and we'll play for peanuts. Le puso ahí, man, and you think I can find that card? Yep. I cannot find it to save my life. He dijo, no, I didn't. Yes, you did, Billy. Why would I say that? I wouldn't make it up. Yeah, we'll play for peanuts. Dave, I never said that. You wrote it down, but I can't find that card. Anyway, he asked, if we ever needed a guitar player. So we had Mandito, Chief, and we had Juan on the bajo sexto. Sí. Pero Chief was more of a straightforward Tejano player, no country songs and leads and stuff. No hacía mucho.
Sí.
Pero para la polka y para todo lo demás, he was on, man. So dije, pues what can it hurt? Vamos a traerlo americano. Última he'll sing country song. Jay canta country también. Sí. Pero última just add, a little bit of flavor there. So he came on like 1990, 91, 92, por ahí.
There was a time you had like at least about 9 guys on stage at one time?
Yeah. Well, estaba Juan Moreno,
¿sí?
y él on guitar, y Chief on guitar también. Tengo 3 guitarras, diferentes guitarras, bajo, acoustic guitar and a electric guitar. Y dijo Frank Sweeney, we play with La Sombra. Dijo, chinga, David. Dijo, miré para el stage. Dijo, chinga, parece un Montepío ahí arriba, un punch-up de tantas guitarras. Ay, Frank, ahí te aventaste.
Sounds like Frank.
Te aventaste ahí, okay. Para un Montepío.
So you brought Billy on,
yeah.
And you found out that he can do some pretty good country, doesn't he?
Yeah, he did country, and then Juan Moreno left for legal reason, because he was with Chamacos, tenía contract allá con Freddy, blah, blah, blah. So he said, you know what, I'm not going to waste my money and blah, blah, blah. And so I'm going to leave, and do my own thing or something, And Billy says, Dave, I think I can play the bajo sexto. I said, Billy, you're a white boy. Come on. It was just another guitar. And you think your dad will teach me the basics? Yeah, my dad will teach you the basics. My dad wasn't playing anymore.
Yeah.
He'll tell you. So my dad taught him just the basic chords. And my dad had an extra bajo there. And Billy dijo, Tony, would you sell me that bajo? And my dad said, yeah. My dad had 3 bajos. And my dad said, yeah, I'll sell it to you. Digo, can you let me have it in payments? I don't have and my dad said, yeah, that's fine, Billy, So every week or every other week le quitaban del cheque, para pagar el bajo.
Sí.
And Billy's been with us 20 years.
20 years.
Yeah.
20 years.
Leo, Billy, you're almost finished playing that bajo, paying for that bajo.
It's still on layaway.
You still have a balance.
I love it.
Yeah.
And Billy, any chance of Billy breaking off on his own?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, he's been with us forever.
Well, where's he from originally?
He's originally from Sanderson, Texas, West Texas.
Yeah.
Way out there by Del Rio. He was born in Del Rio, but he lived in Sanderson, poquito más west.
How the hell did he wind up here at the...
He went to college. Well, he went to college in San Angelo.
Got it.
And after he finished college, he came to San Antonio because he played with the Shadowfax, a band there in San Angelo. We would play Tejano. We played country, we played rock. But after I finished my college, I said the music scene is in San Antonio. I want to go there and see who I can hook up with, play with somebody.
Yeah.
So that's how we ended up in San Antonio, and then it just happened that we were playing for that Conjunto Festival, or it might have been a radio station festival, something, I don't know. But he ended up there that day, and he wasn't playing with anybody. He had a regular job. He was working for Dillard's selling shoes. He was a shoe salesman at Dillard's. Al Bundy. Yeah, so that's when he gave me that little card, and we tried him out.
That's great. Hey, Dave, thank you so much for taking us down memory lane. That is awesome, brother. Awesome. A question for you: what do you like to do to relax, brother? You guys are always working. What do you like to do to relax?
Well, back in the day when we really worked, we worked like 4, 5, 6 days a week. I started bowling. I started playing bowling right there in Pleasanton.
Well, you used to make balls, right?
And I made bowling balls for 7 years, and I never bought one. I never bowled. Y me salí de ahí, entonces andaba buscando bowling ball. Yo, qué bonito.
Yeah.
So I reached back to my friends that still work there. Hey, I need a bowling ball. And we could buy 2 bowling balls a year. That they would let you buy them, for a discount price. But only 2.
Oh, when you worked there?
When I worked there.
Okay.
And then I might have bought some for camaradas and stuff.
Yeah.
But I never bought one for me. Or I wasn't into bowling. Till one day we had a Saturday off, a rare Saturday off. And we said, what do we do? And my brothers and the wives and everything, hey, let's go bowling. Somebody said, let's go bowling. Where? In Pleasanton. Well, let's go. It's right there. Yeah, let's go have some beers and have fun. So we went over there bowling. We're making a lot of racket, man. We're laughing, that everybody would fall down or miss the pins and stuff like that, or gutter ball and stuff. Yeah. And the owner there came and said, hey, y'all having fun? And oh shit, we're gonna get run out of here. Yeah. We're making too much noise, man. No, you're fine. And we're buying a lot of beer, so they were happy. They were happy.
Yeah.
So she says, why don't y'all join a league? And we said, what's that? A league? We have leagues here. Monday night it's a mixed league, men and women, a team of 4. You can have at least 1 woman in the team, or you can have 2 and 2, whatever. And then on Tuesdays it's all men's or all ladies.
And you're not doing anything over there.
On Monday, yeah. And Monday, that's our off night.
Yeah.
So we looked at each other and said, yeah, we can do that. So we put 2 teams together, and we started bowling. And then from those 2 teams, I told them, you know what? There was only like the lanes. There was only 12 lanes in the whole alley.
Yeah.
And we were using 6 or 8 lanes. And I told my guys, let's split up. I'll make my team. You make your team. Like that, we'll have more teams. It's just fun. Yeah. So we split up, and we made our teams. And I kept my team going. And the rest of them, they got tired. Adam and I don't want to bowl no more. This is boring. And my road crew también tenían teams también, and they had their own team. And then after a while, ya al último ya nomás quedamos 2 teams from the original musicales that would bowl. So
you did that to relax?
To relax, yeah. That was hey, my night to relax is Monday night.
But now I do know you like to play golf.
I started golfing after that. My brother Richard said, "Brother, let's golf. This is a game that you can do when you're old. Look at all those old viejitos playing golf. And después, te comienza a doler todo ya después. My knee hurt, my shoulders hurt, my wrist.
Yeah.
And le dije a mi brother, see, brother, you can do this, the rest of your life. I don't think so. Look, my wrist hurt. I can't even. My shoulder hurts. I got bursitis on my shoulders from all that carrying the accordion and pulling, pushing, and tugging. Yeah, you lied to me. You can't do this all the rest of your life. There's no way. I left that little part out, I guess.
Oye, hermano, I appreciate you taking the time from your schedule to come out and visit with me. Time has gone by, man. It's great. But listen, before you go, brother, what's going on with you and what's coming up and what do you have planned? Are you going to retire or what's up?
I can't retire, man. I got too many bills. I was coming over here. My brother Richard was with me earlier, and so un 800 number. Y le hice como le hace Huawei, got Huawei el teléfono. No lo contesta, he don't answer, pero le dice, te voy a pagar. Bill collectors calling,
Exactly.
Yeah, te voy a pagar. So no, I can't retire, man. Hasta que Dios diga, ya aquí es bastante. Of course, there's weeks, AC, I ain't gonna lie, there's weeks que digo, oh my God, I gotta go play. I tell my girlfriend, man, I'm up there playing, and I'm like, I wish this night was already over. Yeah. We're playing not the same songs. We mix it up. We have a routine set list.
I want to ask you. How do you do it to make it not so boring? Or
well, we have a set list, and then we change it up every so often. Sometimes se queda la misma, and we automatically know. You don't even have to look down. We know what song is coming up next. Pero there's nights que digo yo, oh man, I wish I was already home. Y más antes, we couldn't wait to get out on the road. And we'd leave Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, come back Sunday or come back Monday.
Yeah.
From gigging. And we look forward to weekends. Now we look forward to weekdays.
Yeah. Imagine.
And it slowed down a lot. I'll be honest. Everybody knows we lost a lot of clubs and we lost a lot of radio. Yeah, radio station stuff. So everything slowed down. Not for just us. The norteños también. You hear everybody crying. Hey, it's not the same, and it's not the same. Pero gracias a Dios, we're very blessed that we have a strong fan base that they keep us going. Like say Dallas and Houston, they didn't have a major radio station for a while, and internet, they're all over.
Yep.
Pero very blessed that we can still go over there and pack a house.
Yeah.
Houston and Dallas, San Antonio tiene su radio station, and we do real good aquí in San Antonio.
I was hanging out at a bar the other day. No, not me.
No,
right?
not you.
No, not me. Anyway, we're talking about some of the old David Lee and some of the old Mas. We're talking about some of the oldies. Anyway, I said, did you know that the song de Joe and Jimmy Mas, Decídelo, that's David Lee on the accordion? He says, no way. I said, yes, way. No me digas way, puto. Anyway, I said, dude, that's David Lee. Listen to it carefully. You remember that song?
Yeah. That was the very first song Mas had an accordion.
I know.
They recorded, the accordion. Me llamaron, dijo, I want you to do a song with it. What am I going to do? Dijo, no, it's a real simple song, just come on. And without rehearsal or anything, just went to the studio, and I heard it maybe a couple of times, went through it.
Was that Joey Records?
At Joey's studio, the SAS studio.
Some great sounds out of there, no?
Yeah, definitely.
Great sounds.
Yeah,
Igual que aquí, luego con Manny.
Manny, the Amen Studio, yeah.
Oh man, great
sound, yeah.
The analog sound, just amazing.
It had
so
to be.
Decídelo, and you one take.
Yeah, well, maybe a couple of takes,
But I love it when Jimmy, que pasa que Jimmy, he says, "Come on, Dave, you can do better.
You can do better than that." He would always, hasta el último, me subía a tocar con ellos y estaba tocando and we played Decídelo y todo el tiempo. Come on, David, you can do better than that.
I love it. Do you remember where you were when you heard about Jimmy's passing?
Man, I think I was home. And got a phone call. While somebody put it on or sent us a text,
Yeah.
Pero yeah, man, and we played with him like 2 weeks prior. Y se miraba bien cansadito,
Sí.
Bien. We played in Houston at a club over there, and he was so tired, man. He looked tired, like. And he would tell me, I don't know how much longer I can do this.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, why don't you retire, Pero musicians, we can't retire.
Yeah.
No tenemos 401k como
Exactly.
los güeros.
Exactly.
No?
Está cabrón,
We got to
mano.
do something.
Está cabrón.
Yeah.
Any other collaborations that you remember? Like you said, this was the first one that you did with Mas. Which other ones that stick out in your mind?
The one with Penas, with Posada and Mares.
Oh, yeah.
David Mares and Joe Posada.
Yeah.
Penas. Yeah, that one was a cool one, and I did that one at Manny right here at Amen.
Down the street.
Studio. Yeah.
Right down the street. Yeah. You have definitely put out some great music of your own, as well as helping out other people. I appreciate you, again, taking time to visit with me on this podcast. Where are you gigging at? Anytime soon?
Anytime soon. Yeah, this coming week.
Now, I will tell you this. This will not air until about 2 weeks. So let's
About 2
go
weeks?
Yeah.
Well, I can't remember where I played last week. You want me to think about where 2 weeks from now? Well, okay, maybe by then it's going to... February the 15th is my birthday, so
really?
that weekend Friday we're in Los Fresnos, down in the valley by Brownsville.
Rodeo?
Los Fresnos,
Rodeo? Yeah.
The rodeo.
By the way,
Monday.
Los Fresnos, that's a speed trap.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Speed Trap USA.
Yeah. Going to South Padre.
I found out the hard way.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we're there at Seals Kid Friday. Saturday we're in Houston at the Social, and then Sunday we're here at the Thirsty Horse here in town.
Yeah.
And that'll be my birthday weekend, I guess, kind of.
How old are you?
Celebrate.
Do you mind talking about your age?
62.
62. Todavía te falta mucho.
¿Para qué? Para
retirement.
Social Security.
Any new music?
Well, the last one that we did, I'll give you the CD right there. Así es la vida. That was the last one. We just released it last May, I think. March, April, May, somewhere around there. We released it when we went to do it might have been August. We did the Tejano Convention in Vegas.
Yeah.
That's when we released it, right around there. So
are you going to be in Vegas this time?
No, I don't think we're. I saw the schedule there, and we're not on there. I guess not.
Yeah, right.
Nah, there's so many bands that they can go years and years without taking the same band.
Any bands that you like that are out right now that you know what, that's a good band?
Well, you know what, Retoño, man, Retoño, los hijos de Samuel Ramos, de los Tesoros. Those guys are awesome, man.
Really,
they are awesome, and I wish they would get more airplay. I wish they would play more, at gigs and stuff. But they're so professional that it's like somebody like, I think Johnny Ariola told me, they're a musician's band.
Yeah.
The músicos appreciate that music, Y para the regular people, the regular crowd fans, lo oyen, they're okay, you know. Pero para nosotros músicos, the musicianship, their arrangements, everything, they're so young para tocar así, yo me quedo like, como la baba.
Retoño.
Yeah, Retoño's the name of the band.
Wow. All right. David, again, thank you so much. I appreciate you taking time to visit with me, man. And I'm definitely going to edit this myself mumbling and shit.
No.
I'll definitely.
You didn't do too bad.
I know. Look, I know what I used to sound like, and I know what I don't sound like. Sounded now.
Yeah.
By the way, tell Wowie I'm looking for him because I know that what happened between him and my ex. You let him know that I know?
You know? Okay, I'm going to tell him. Watch out. Watch his back.
Tell him AC Jones is looking for him.
AC Jones says you watch your back.
David, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
We'll see you soon.
Andale, si Dios quiere.
Take care. Take care of yourself.
All right, boss. Thank you.
Oh, my goodness. That was so much fun. All the stories about former employees. Ram, nothing but love for you, Ram. Emilio, we miss you, brother. Okay, Perez, still waiting on you. And, of course, everybody else. Oh, my goodness. Thanks, Jackie Lynn. Romeo from TejanoNation.net. And more importantly, thank you, the listeners. So, if you like the podcast, tell your friends. If your friends don't like it, find new friends. And just chill till the next episode of Cruise Control with AC Cruz behind the mic.